Hey there, folks. I'm Isaac, and I'm on a pilgrimage to become a Knight of the Nine.
And I'm Claire, and I have a big skirt.
And this is
Make That Game, where we pitch the latest,
the greatest
new video game ideas
that won't ever get made.
Nope.
We don't make them. We just
don't.
talk about them.
We just talk about them.
We're
we come
the
up with
idea
them.
couple.
That's us.
The idea family.
The idea married.
I'm officially a wife guy.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm referencing my wife, and that feels annoying.
I think it's fun and cute because
it's fun and cute for us, but when I'm like talking to other people, I'm like,
it's a different.
Oh, my wife, and I don't know, it feels pretentious.
Pretentious? I don't think pretentious is the right word.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what you're looking for.
But I do love my wife dearly.
Oh, thank you. We did get married 2 weeks ago.
You might have listened to the podcast that we recorded at said wedding.
One, in case you skipped it because you don't like live episodes, we did get married and record a podcast at it.
Yes,
and
we
then
did.
If this is your very first episode, welcome. Yeah, the episode right before this was a live recording at our wedding.
Very first live recording.
Very first live recording.
As a married couple.
Both.
And just in general. Anyways, enough about the wedding.
Okay.
Because we have to talk about game ideas with the theme of wedding. Oh, boy. Oh, we did not get away from the topic of weddings
No, but it's because we were going to do game ideas at the wedding, but then we couldn't come up with any because wedding is a lot of brain power.
Yeah.
And a lot going on. And so we had to use it.
Yeah. So
we're going to use it.
Now we're doing it. We're doing it. We're making it happen. I'm going to start. Should I start?
Yeah, I think the wife guy should start.
Yeah. Okay. So, I had a name, but I forgot what it was, and I didn't write it down. But it was something. It was like Elvis impersonator, Vegas wedding.
Okay.
Showdown timeline. Something. Just throw a lot of words together. It was like comically long. Was the point?
Okay.
It was a run-on game name. The idea, as you can glean from my hint, this is not the greatest name of a game in the whole world. This is just a tribute. That's a Tenacious D reference, if you didn't get it.
No, I didn't know.
Okay, so the game, all right, you are a Vegas wedding officiant, and you have a line of people coming down the aisle, and you have to get them married as fast as possible, and the longer people wait in this queue, the more upset they get, and you just have to keep the ceremonies going. But each couple also has different wedding desires.
Got it.
Part of the ceremony, like hand fasting, sharing vows,
unity punch,
the wine thing, the jungle juice.
I don't think that's
ceremony.
Real quick sidebar. We did go to a wedding and they poured red wine and white wine together into like unity wine and then drank it, and that's what we're referencing.
Yeah. Jungle juice.
Yeah, and we called it the wedding jungle juice.
Yeah.
Anyway, unity
just
jungle
sidebar. But
unity
there's all
candles,
all these different like ceremonies that you can do. And so the challenge of this is basically very similar to like the Diner Dash style.
I was going to say this is Diner Dash Wedding.
Diner Dash Wedding. You see what the wedding needs are, but then you have to very quickly execute them from like menu choices. Like you have to select the correct options to satisfy the wedding needs. And on harder difficulties, the needs aren't one-to-one. Like at the easiest difficulty, it would be like hand fasting ceremony.
Right.
At harder difficulties, it would be like, we want to symbolize our unity together. I for some reason I can't come up with like a more vague example, but like you have to
guess that it's like
not guess, like there's a limited subset of phrases that it could be, but you have to like realize what the phrases are referring to and then quickly select the correct option. And the more upset couples, the worse your wedding services reviews get. And you just continue until you either hit rock bottom and fail as a business, or you become the ultimate wedding Elvis impersonator king. The Elvis impersonation aspect has like literally nothing to do with it.
It's just the vibe.
Yeah, I thought it would be a fun thing to add to it, but you know, it's not a gameplay thing.
Since we're going as fast as possible, is there some kind of mechanic of like, what I'm imagining is, because people are lining up, that like you can see what they need ahead of time and you like prep the wedding almost? Like, oh, we're getting...
No,
okay.
I was imagining people walk up and you get to see what their needs are as long as possible, but time is moving. And then once you move on, like from that screen, you cannot re-reference it. Then you have to just click things until they either get mad and leave or you get the correct combo.
Okay. Cool.
So it's a little bit of a memorization game. And like, depending on how late in the game, people might have like 5 things that they ask for and you have to get it in the right order. Everything, so you have to like do the vows, do the hand fasting, do the unity wine, and then you move them through.
Okay.
And I don't know if this should be added or if this should be like a bonus mode or something, but I do like the idea somewhat of you like using the mouse or whatever to like have to actually sign wedding certificates each time.
That's funny.
Just to add another layer of like difficulty. Obviously, everyone would just do like a single like line through.
But I think
like,
it's funny.
They would optimize it.
I wouldn't say obviously, for one, because there's video gamers like me who don't think about it necessarily. I mean, like if I got this before I met you, I might have done my full signature every time. But I think I like that, especially because like it would be funny if you forget. Like that should be a thing that you can do.
Oh yes.
Because then they're not actually married and they won't count.
Oh my god! And then that's like the biggest, like that's the most you can get a negative score on. Like they come back and they're like, "We're not
married.
You messed up the most important part of this whole thing.
The one thing you really had to do."
Not only did you try to do a unity wine ceremony, which we've never heard of when we wanted a hand fatting, but you also didn't even sign the paper. You just shoot us through after we said I do.
Yep.
Another fun-ish mini game that you could add to it is like a little bit of a rhythm game to it, to certain aspects, like where you have to say things as the officiant, like you have to like click the mouse in time of saying things, but if you click too fast, then they don't get a chance to say I do, and that could be another way that you could mess up the wedding. You know what? I didn't start with this being like the joy of this game is the getting under enough pressure that you start messing up weddings in comical ways, but maybe that's what it should be. Maybe I like the idea of like having to like click at the correct rhythm and then sign your name at the end and like not forget any of these steps, or else the wedding gets
I like
bad.
the clicking too, because of people. Sometimes when you like button smash a game, you mess up. So that I think is good. Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah, so that's I'm just gonna call it Wedding Smashers now.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's a name of something, isn't it?
Well, there's Wedding Crashers. I don't know. Wedding Smashers might be unique to you.
Hold on. This feels like a correct phrase that I've heard before. Wedding Smashers, DJ service in London, England. Not what I was thinking of. There is a TV Tropes article called Wedding Smashers. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. Okay, all right. What, Claire?
Yeah.
Do you have a game idea to share with me, to pitch to me?
I do.
Oh.
And it's also pretty silly.
Oh, silly.
So imagine, like, it's a short game.
Okay.
Very short. And also kind of like Untitled Goose Game is what I want you to be imagining.
Okay.
So
I licked my lips at that. That's the...
Oh, wow. I didn't see that because it was behind the pop filter. So good to know.
Yeah, I shouldn't have shared with anyone.
Yeah,
but,
you could have kept it completely secret, but now we all know. So it's Runaway Bride. And basically, you are trying to escape a wedding. You play the bride, and
okay.
For completionists out there, it's like a list of things you have to do, like an Untitled Goose Game. But
are you not just trying to escape, but also trying to actively ruin the wedding?
No,
like, are things like smash cake?
I mean, I think I did put that on the list. Yeah, I put fight guests, destroy cake, steal presents, get a ride, escape the country.
Escape the country.
So you can see why I couldn't pitch this game at our actual wedding.
No, I can see, and you've been holding on to this one since our actual wedding.
A little bit. I fleshed it out, but yeah. So the idea is basically if you're doing a speed run, you don't have to do a lot of the things. Like you can just like run through people and like
Okay.
but you do have to escape like the end of it is you getting on a plane.
Are you being chased by people? Is there like a car chase?
So I think like your yes, people will start chasing you, but like not right away. Like you have a head start. But if you want to get the other things too, like I think there should be like a stealth part too. Like you have to hide from like your maid of honor is trying to get you back, and you're like, I'm hiding. Don't find me.
If she catches you, she just you like respawn back and you're getting ready room.
Yeah,
like the prison levels in like Legend of Zelda games.
Yes. Basically anything that goes wrong. So I think like there's probably a couple people who could catch you, like your maid of honor, maybe your parents, maybe the groom's parents. I mean, I feel like the groom wouldn't be. I don't know. Part of me.
Oh, he's just up at the altar.
Yeah,
the
he's
entire time,
he's waiting the entire
which
time.
Means that you could have a really funny sequence where like you have to sneak through like the altar space.
Yeah.
Like blatantly,
but like not get
caught
or married by accident.
And to make it even more of a gag, like you have the camera for that section like from the viewpoint of the audience.
Good.
So like you're seeing like some random guest like see you sneak in the very background like between two bushes while the groom is just sitting there like looking at his watch.
Yeah. I think once you escape the venue, there could be some other fun tasks like trying to get like a new outfit or like
change the outfit.
Yeah, like lots of different things. So that's it's super basic, very silly, probably very fast.
Yeah.
Like the speed run of it would be like 5 minutes tops, if that.
And that's a good speed run. You can fit so many of those into GDQ schedule. A speed run that takes longer to set up than it does to watch.
Perfect.
Maybe they don't like those. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, but that is like that's my game idea.
Okay, well, short and sweet, simple. I do like it. And one thing I'm just going to bring this up. I think I've mentioned it semi-recently, but like I don't know about you. I often get in my head a little bit about like needing big game ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think of like the game ideas as like something that people like. I don't want to say AAA because like there's also like indie games can also be this, but like worth prime money. I'm not wording this very well, but I keep trying to think of like fully fledged.
Like people would put it on their Steam wish list and it costs like at least $35.
Yeah, like free games, $1 games, like those are valid too. And I think that I need to embrace those more.
I think so.
Is where I'm going with that.
I mean, I get self-conscious because I feel like all my games are silly. Like I feel like 70%, and I'm using silly as a denominator of like shorter, cheaper, like mechanics are weird.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's what I mean by silly.
Those are some of the best kinds of games, and some of them have like really interesting like game design things happening that don't necessarily fill out a full game, but it's still like interesting to think about. Yeah, I need to embrace that more.
Mm-hmm. Be silly. Don't be afraid to be silly.
Yeah, I'm out here trying to make every game Undertale.
I have no idea what Undertale is
at all.
I didn't think it was a video game.
You didn't?
Well, I mean, I knew it was a video game before today, but like for a very long time, I did not think it was a video game. I thought it was like a webcomic.
Well, I am not emotionally or mentally prepared to go into a discussion about how Undertale is a video game and what it is. So let's talk about our actual discussion topic for today.
Okay.
Let's transition.
Okay. Well, our discussion topic today is going to be about mechanics. Surprise. Basically. Should or is it a good idea or is there a way to do it where if you program something into the game, I don't know how to phrase it. I'm struggling.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. We have talked about this a little, so I maybe can take over from here. But
okay, yeah.
Okay. Let me set this up with maybe an example. So
that'd be good.
You are playing the latest Legend of Zelda game. Okay.
This is me playing the game. I'm pretending to play the game.
You're going through the third level. Okay. Item drops from the mid boss. Like you kill the mid boss, you go into a room adjacent to his room. There's a treasure chest that opens up. Oh, it's the dragon rod. Okay. The dragon rod summons a dragon that breathes fire for 30 seconds. He flies around the room, summons the dragon, shoots the fire. Then the rest of the level is designed in such a way that you need to use the dragon rod to progress in the level and beat the final boss of it and move on. And maybe throughout the rest of the game, there's like a handful of puzzles which are like, you absolutely must use the dragon rod here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a dragon rod puzzle. If you're not using the dragon rod puzzle, we're trying to get value out of our design effort.
Yeah.
Of we built this dragon rod, so you have to use the dragon rod. We are going to force you to use it.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of what we're going to talk about here today. Like examples of games where we've seen this, examples of games where that we've seen work around this, whether we've like noticed even, et cetera, et cetera. You know, just do a big old discussion about it.
I don't notice a ton. I think what I think about is like not Link's Awakening. That's every Zelda game to me. So
Link's Awakening is what I was also imagining when I was saying you're playing a Zelda game, because Zelda games have changed a little bit since like the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, even Echoes of Wisdom are like very, very different from the Zelda games I grew up with.
I think Echoes of Wisdom does what you're describing though. But Oracle of Seasons was what I was thinking of, because that's like classic.
I actually think Echoes of Wisdom doesn't do this, or I think it does this with the lightest touch. Like there are so many puzzles that you can solve in a completely buck wild way,
I guess that's true.
Isn't using like the latest gimmick that they're trying to convince you to use.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Wasn't there like an ice sliding puzzle which you solved by like stacking crates and lighting them on fire so that something would drop?
And you were supposed to freeze the ice, but we didn't even do that.
Right.
Okay, no, you're right. It probably does do it the least. But Oracle of Seasons. Okay, so like you get like it's like very predetermined. Like you get a power in a dungeon, and then you usually have to use that to like finish the dungeon. Like for example, you get like move heavy stuff. I don't remember what it's called, but you get move heavy stuff.
Power bracelet.
Okay, power bracelet, and you can move heavy stuff around, and then at the end, you have to throw the boss into a spike pit, and that's how you do damage. And one thing I like about this is it is a clue. So it is basically like if I got this power in this dungeon, maybe it's going to help me defeat the boss. Like I like it because it's a very logical like ending to it. Like it helps me solve the best way to beat the boss, or like in some cases the only way to beat the boss. And in the instance of Zelda, like they do a good job, or the old style games do a good job of like building on the powers, or like not only does that help you beat the dungeon, but then in the main world it helps you, like you can do other stuff, like it unlocks other areas and you can use it for other things. So I kind of like that.
I think in general giving a new power and then giving it extreme focus in the immediate time after you get it, I think is fine. I think that's actually great, because it's like an easy way of tutorializing it.
That's
like,
true too.
If
you get to learn how to use it.
Exactly. You are required to learn different ways to use it. Like immediately you figure it out, and now it's a power in your tool set. What I don't like is when they do that and then it just kind of disappears.
Gotcha.
It's not a thing anymore. Like you've solved the puzzle it was required for, and now it's done. And like at most it like unlocks some overworld secret thing.
Can you think of like an example?
So Link's Awakening specifically, and I could be wrong. My memory could be wrong on this, but
could be on wrong.
Could be on wrong. Yeah. The fire rod, I feel like you use it to melt those ice blocks in that tunnel, and like that's it. Like you don't use I think you fight the boss in the lava in Turtle Rock. Granted, that is the last dungeon of the game, but like the fact that there isn't really any other use for it that I can think of outside of that one like super specific, like
I'm gonna say it's probably true because I don't even remember using it, and I definitely did. But
and you only use it.
It's unmemorable.
Like I don't think there's any overworld things that you like need the fire rod to do. I think the idea, Yeah, I think the idea is that you've already beaten the game, so let's phone it in. Like, we don't need to do anything. You're just going straight to the final boss anyways. Like, who cares? But the final boss, I don't think you use the fire rod against.
No. Well, the final boss you can use basically whatever you want, right?
No, certain phases require certain things. I think it's mostly sword. I think, like, sword is the only thing that really damages, except for there's a certain phase I'm pretty sure you have to use magic powder, which is another item that I think is kind of annoying
I don't
because
think magic powder was in the remaster.
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah, it still is. You use it for like the first 2 levels, I think, and like you can turn the Sparkies on the overworld to whatever into weird creatures, but I think that it kind of like loses all purpose after like the second level in Link's Awakening until the very final boss of the game where you have to sprinkle some magic powder on one of his forms, and it's like, okay, thanks for bringing it back.
I don't remember doing that at all.
You might not have to
on the final boss.
You might not have to. It might have been some weird quirky trick that I learned as a youth.
Oh, gotcha.
You might just be able to use sword, but like powder was like mysteriously more powerful or something. I should have replayed Link's Awakening.
Yeah, just for this.
Before, so I could have this discussion properly. There was one other item in Link's Awakening that I felt like the mirror shield. I'm pretty sure the only purpose for upgrading the shield, for getting the mirror shield ever in Link's Awakening, is there's one tunnel getting to level 7 or 8 or something. I think 8, which has like a fire spout, and you have to have the mirror shield in order to move through the fire spout. And like, besides that, I don't think it solves any puzzles. It's just a slightly more powerful shield. I don't like in Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, like when you get the mirror shield, you use it for like light puzzles. Like you actually get to direct light
like
beams
in,
and stuff.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild has light redirection stuff too. But like Link's Awakening is like, all right, get past this one firewall, and yeah. I mean, you are going to use a shield no matter what, but it does feel a little bit like I'm not sure if we said the statement that this discussion was based on, but we made this, so now you have to use it.
Yeah.
That, I guess, to hone in on what this discussion is about, is like when game developers are like, we made this, we're going to force you to use it.
It sounds like to me, because I will say, like, this doesn't really bother me.
So it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me when it's adding a tool to your tool set that is used in other places in the game. Is where my long rant was getting to that point. When they do the instant, like, you use the item a lot tutorial dungeon, right? And then the game is just full of stuff that you can now use this new item for, like the Rock's Feather, the Power Bracelet. Like, those things are eternally useful. Mm-hmm. They're mandatory in the basement that you get, or the dungeon, the dungeon that you get them in. And then obviously hopping is always useful.
Right.
Picking stuff up is so
real
useful.
Quick, the fact that old Zelda games made you collect jump, made you wait till you had jump, and just incredible. Just yeah.
It's very good stuff. That's good game design is what that is. Who needs jumping? And then, like, you get to Echo of Wisdom, where, to your point, it does somewhat drive you to solve puzzles specific ways. Like, it will hint strongly, like, hey, you should really use this thing in Echoes of Wisdom.
Yeah, it'll be like, here's something to copy right in front of a puzzle where this could probably be useful. Hey, do you need a heavy rock, right, to push something down into water? Here's a heavy rock to copy. But then you're like, no.
I'm actually going to use the Thwomp platform or whatever.
That's what I was going to say too.
Which I use the Thwomp platform so much, using the spider to climb any heights. Also very powerful.
The spider's so powerful. I saw that. Oh, I should see what YouTuber did it. I saw that on YouTube. The Thwomp. So what's funny is Isaac used the Thwomp pretty much the entire game. I didn't know you could collect it, and I never had it. And but that's a good illustration of, like, we both completed the game.
We both completed the game because all the game does is it gives you new tools in your tool set, and then you can use them wherever the situation is appropriate, and it's up to you to figure out what situations are appropriate for it. And there are multiple things that are appropriate to each given situation. Whereas, oh, we have ice blocks that only the fire rod can melt.
Yeah.
Oh, go on a quest to get the fire rod, and then you'll never use it again. When I was 7, I thought the fire rod was the most powerful item and I used it. And as soon as I got it, it was like the only thing I used. Never used the sword again.
That's incredible.
And I would go through like old levels, and I'd be like fire rod, but it's not that. It's not good.
But maybe that's why they did it, though. Like, you can't be the only, 7-year-old who had so much fun going back and playing with the fire rod, right?
I always forget about game design for 7-year-olds.
Yeah, remember that a lot of these games we're talking about are designed for children. Or with children in mind. I won't say for children, but
Nintendo is especially good at that. Now I need to come up with an example of an adult game. Oh, man.
Does, Elden Ring make sense?
No, because Elden Ring is kind of, here's a bunch of tools, figure it out.
Yeah,
figure out the new ways to collect tools.
I guess I felt locked because it was forcing me to play a certain way is how I felt in that one. So, those of you who haven't joined us when I talked about my very, very short time playing Elden Ring, but my first, day in Elden Ring, game day, I got to the first boss and I literally didn't get attacked because I'm a speedrunner at heart. I just zoomed through it. I didn't give them a chance. I just zoomed through. But then I got to the boss and I couldn't beat him because I didn't have anything.
You didn't have any new equipment. You didn't have any skills for fighting.
But the only way for me to get stuff was to kill people.
Yes.
And I don't like that because it made me do that thing. What if I don't want to do that? What if I want to get it? There was no other way for me to advance in the game without murdering people. So I had to go back to all the people I avoided successfully, all the people I stealthed through, and then be in melee. So to me, that's almost like a mechanic. They're like, you have to do melee if you're going to play this game. And I don't
there's
think
spellcaster builds. There's arrow archer builds.
I guess. Okay, you have to fight. You have to kill people.
Yes, you do have to fight. It is primarily a game without pacifism.
Bosses, you can fight. You can force people to fight. But it'd be like if you force someone to kill what are the little guys that hop around and multiply in Link's Awakening? And they go bloop, bloop, bloop.
Oh,
bloop.
Zols. I believe they're called Zols. Okay.
It'd be like if you had to kill a bunch of Zols just in the wild in order to get into a dungeon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind them forcing me to fight a boss, but it bothers me that I can't get money besides robbing dead bodies. I don't know. Maybe I'm going too off track, but that's how that feels to me similar. Maybe not.
Yeah, you need farming. They need a little economy simulator so that you.
I don't want to necessarily farm, but I don't know. Or I guess maybe I'm mad that I was able to avoid their UI because it's or would that be or their
user experience?
No, avoid their the fact that I wasn't attacked. Maybe that's wrong because it felt weird to go back and be like, okay, I guess fight me. Just, I
made it past all these barricades.
Yeah, and then I don't get any reward for that. It's all right, so maybe it is that they should be more unpassable.
That is actually a good point. Yeah, we've kind of diverged
I know,
from,
I'm sorry. That was just all I could think of.
Developers implementing tools and then forcing you.
I think it's because I actually don't mind. I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
If they give me a tool that I use one time, I'm like, thanks for that one puzzle solve. I still...
Oh, well, okay. I'm going to do a counterpoint example here. We've talked about this before. Chicory.
Chicory is not a tool, though.
Well, no, they don't give you tools, but they did. I do feel like it's somewhat, based on your descriptions, it falls into, hey, I built these bosses that are completely different from the rest of the game. I am going to force you. You have to do this.
I don't think you do. I think you can play a no-fight game. I think that's in the settings.
Wait, can you? Oh.
I think. I never double-checked, but I think my listener going to mention that to me. So.
Well, there we go.
But it did feel...
They got around it.
Yeah.
They said, I built this. You don't have to use it.
You don't have to use it. But also it's kind of like at that point, why did you build it then? Like if you're gonna go into the trouble building bosses and you know they're bad enough that you can take them away and the game is basically the same. I don't know if that's.
It's not necessarily bad enough. It's just not people's taste, right? Like I could see the developer. I don't think the developer is like, these bosses suck, I better make it so that you can turn them off. I think the developer was like, these bosses aren't for everyone,
right? But like,
I enjoy them, but
yeah, I struggle with the bosses in that. I think it was like if the game works without them, then you should question why they're there in the first place.
That is a discussion topic all in and of itself. Like, does everything
I'm gonna put that
need to be a means to the end? You know, like,
oh yeah. No, I like that. Don't talk any further. Okay. We need to save these.
I think that's I think we've rambled and diverted.
I wanted to say a wrap up.
Okay.
Though.
All right.
Let me. I need to write this down. Or I won't remember.
Okay.
So it was What was the discussion?
Do the means justify the ends or something like that? Wow,
does everything have to be a means to an end?
Oh yeah. To the end.
Okay, that's why we have to write these down literally immediately because we almost forgot.
We forget.
Literally less than a minute after we said it out loud. Which is why we don't make the games. We pitch them, we ditch them. We don't. Like I couldn't tell you. We don't remember it. Okay. So
we joke about the thoughts like leaving our brains instantly. No, they do.
They do. But okay, my wrap up thought was like, it sounds like the best way to create these kind of like tools is to make sure they're usable again, at least like in one, but ideally more circumstances than your initial guy. And it's kind of like, I don't know, there's like a filmmaking thing that I was told. It's like a mistake happens once and intention happens at least twice. So, I mean, not that I'm saying the tool is a mistake, but I think the same thought process applies where like it feels more useful and valuable if you can give it more use and value.
Yeah, it feels extremely tacked on if it's just a one-off thing.
Yeah, so that's, I think, as far as like game development, what you would think about as building these tools.
I'm gonna do one more divert. Okay. I know we just wrapped it up, but I'm just thinking
I did my great, beautiful wrap-up speech.
It's so good, but I just like, this is a completely different type, which is why I think it's valuable to bring up. Life is Strange True Colors, the LARP segment. That's so long. Yes. They programmed it. They said you
have to.
You are going to. This is an extremely long sequence. They're like, we made an RPG.
It's basically an entire level where you're playing a LARP with a child.
And it's built like a turn-based RPG.
Yes.
And like, that obviously doesn't come up anymore. There's like,
and you never turn-based RPG in like any other Life is Strange game at all.
Yeah, so like it's just something that they like started putting together and they put in the game, and they're like, absolutely no way around this. Like, even though it's a choice-based game, you can't make the choice like, hey, screw you, kid, and then live with the consequences of that. It's not like a cute bonus thing that you can do. No, it's like,
and I will say, it's confusing because you're like at least halfway through the game at this point and you've never done a turn-based anything.
Yeah.
And I personally had not played a turn-based RPG yet. So I did not understand how to do that. And it hadn't been really tutorialized because it's in the middle of the game. Yeah. So it's harder to like warm you up to in a mechanic when I've been playing this game one way for a long time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And so that is like just a slightly different variation of, hey, we built this, so you better we're going to make you use this so that we feel like we have justified our own time spent on this thing.
Well, that's another issue with art.
Yeah. Okay, now we can move on. Sorry for backing up and unwrapping up.
Hey, it's okay.
The whole thing.
People like our banter. We learned that from our live podcast.
Yeah, actually, they did enjoy,
People
and they
really responded.
joined in a little bit, which I don't think the quality that like was captured on audio, but there was some audience.
Because
I did.
I pushed them up.
I didn't listen to the whole thing.
There you
but
go.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Whoa.
I spent longer than usual on that episode, and I did boost
did our best.
I like boosted the audio when people were talking in the audience.
I say we. No, you did your best. I enjoyed the benefits.
Why do I keep sometimes instead of searching random word generator, I search rapid fire round as if that they know what that is.
Oh my! Well, one day AI might figure it out.
Yeah, but not today. All right, I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. Did we explain what the rapid fire round
Oh
is?
gosh, the rapid fire round is when we generate 3 random words. We have 5 minutes to come up with a game idea for those 3 words that include all those 3 words, and that we have a name and a gameplay loop, and that's what we have to do. And we're gonna do that now.
All right, I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1, go.
Act, foster, champagne.
Okay. Foster can be a name.
Foster could be a name. Foster can also just mean like you foster something, like growing something, developing something.
They break champagne bottles against boats
Okay.
when they launch.
Yep.
Their maiden voyage.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just coming up with ideas.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just coming up with ideas.
Acting. I mean, act could be like an act of a thing, or it could be like you're acting.
Espionage.
How do you get act from? How do you get?
Because you have to act. You play a part when you're spying.
Okay,
You don't walk up and say, "Hi, I'm James Bond, the spy."
Okay.
No, you say, "Hi, I'm John Smith, the mysterious man. I'd like a martini."
Right.
Yeah. So that is an act.
No, you'd like champagne.
That is an act.
Foster.
So you're a spy named Foster
Oh my god.
on a boat's maiden voyage, locked room mystery game.
Okay. And the champagne not only has to do with the boat, but what about this? One of the ways it's a booze cruise. And one of the ways to tell about is like people's drinks, like to figure out who's who. And maybe there's like like who orders what drink, and then like maybe someone's pretending to be someone else, and you're like, Dr. MacGuffin always gets old fashioned, but why is she drinking champagne?
And
that's the clue.
And then there's a little rolled up note in the bottom of a bottle of tequila. Looks like you got to drink it all. Now the next 45 minutes of the game are in blurry vision.
Yes, we can do like drunk mode. Yes. Wait. Okay, this is great. So, and it's harder to act. So like the choices, I'm assuming the acting part is like choice-based like dialogue options.
I was thinking that was just theming of the background story.
The acting part?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you'd have to like convince people you're someone else.
I mean,
and then it'd be harder when you're drunk.
Yes, but that's a very difficult like gameplay thing to pull off.
I mean,
yeah. Have you ever played a game which involved like acting?
Well, but it's like Baldur's Gate 3, like a performance check. Like you have to say the right thing. You know, like you have a couple lines, and you have to like say the right thing to convince someone that you're someone else. Right? Like that doesn't seem...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We've done that before.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, sorry, we do that all the time, and we're always just so vague about the actual mechanisms of how that's going to be implemented.
There's
like,
4
is it
lines?
literally just going to be 4 lines of
Yes.
dialogue, and then you just have to guess to select the right one?
I think like 2 might be right, and then what how that goes is like it's like the Life is Strange dialogue trees. Like it gets harder or easier to pretend as you go, as you make choices.
Okay. All right. Oh, then you cut down to 3 choices. Then you cut down.
Well, yeah, that, but also just like they'll believe, people will be more likely to believe you or not based on.
How about and each NPC has like a favorability rating of you, right?
Ooh,
and
I like that.
if they're catching you in lies, it goes down, but you can give them booze and it goes up.
So Booze Cruise mystery solving spy, and it
Learn
starts...
them up, kids. The
no.
booze.
No. And it starts with a champagne smash, and your name is Foster. Okay.
I forgot that foster was a word, and we
can
threw
mingle
that out.
in fostering relationships.
Oh, that's the mechanic I just described.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
All right, now we gotta name it.
Booze 'em up adults.
Booze Cruise before you lose.
Booze cruise before you lose. Okay.
Booze cruise?
What are you losing?
They find you out and they dump you overboard. Okay. Booze Cruise, shine your shoes. Booze Cruise.
Are we naming the year right now?
We name the year 3 times a week. Okay. Like that's what we do.
Okay.
How much time do you have left?
We have 45 seconds.
Oh no. Okay.
I'm liking Booze Cruise, but we have to make it detective-y. We have to...
Booze Cruise, looking for clues. Booze Cruise clues. Clues Cruise.
Booze Cruise looking for clues. Booze Booze, Cruise, Booze, Clues, and Cruise.
Okay, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, all right. We got there. 15 seconds left.
Booze, Clues, and Cruise.
I would have definitely gone with...
Booze, Cruise, and Clues.
I would have definitely gone with Booze Cruise, Looking for Clues, but I just wanted to see if we could refine that.
Yeah, no,
a
I like it.
more.
I like it. I do like it.
All right, ready for the next 3 words?
Yeah.
In tres, dos, uno. I've never heard... Do other languages do the countdown?
Un, deux, trois.
But that's count up.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Refer, bow, manage.
Bow, B-O-W?
Yes, bow.
Okay. Could also be bow wow,
Could be bow wow.
like dog, or the rapper.
Could be.
What was the first word? Reverse? Refer. And then manage?
Manage. So sounds businessy, but doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. Refer, bow, manage, managing referrals, doctors, veterinarian, bow wow.
Maybe it is a veterinarian simulator.
Oh, okay. And the management aspect could be like managing like the crates and stuff and like getting animals from.
Yeah.
So
making
it'll
sure
be
the
like
animals
the
go to like the right doctor.
what's
and
the
like,
Yes Chef game?
Overcooked.
Overcooked. So like Overcooked, where you have like different stations
Yeah.
and you have like different animals that need to be at different stations at different times.
Yes.
And you're moving them around from like different kennels and crates and stuff. Okay. I mean, that's a pretty fully formed game idea
I
right
think
there.
that's great. I think we're good.
Multiplayer gets it more interesting and intense with multiple people coordinating, like getting cats and dogs and guinea pigs to the right spot. Can we spend the rest of our 3 minutes and 20 seconds coming up with like a pun on Overcooked that has to do with dogs?
Overbooked. Bow wow wow.
Okay. Well, overstimulated is when cats attack you when you're petting them.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about dogs, so I'm going to need your help on this.
Overwoofed.
Well, underdogged. Overcooked?
Underdogged? Underdogged. All right, I'm testing the mouthfeel on that. Underdogged. Underdog. No, it's not.
You're really milking your 3 minutes up here.
It's not quite working it for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't want to shut you down.
Well, you could have taken a shorter time to do that.
No, well, I thought that I wasn't sure if it had.
Okay, you were
I was genuinely. No,
okay.
I wasn't just.
I thought you were milking it.
I don't milk it in the rapid fire round.
Okay.
We have a time limit.
Bow wow wow.
What? Excuse me?
I said bow wow wow.
Okay. All right. Overbooked.
I mean,
because you book an appointment.
So I like overbooked. I need it to have a dog in it.
Okay. So it's overbooked, but on the cover and the title screen, the O's are paw prints.
Okay, but like when you say overcooked, you know it's a cooking game. When you
you're
say
right,
overbooked,
you're right,
it
you're
could
right.
be so many things. It could be hotel.
Overwoofed. Did I say that already?
No.
Is that a good one?
That's nothing. But
that's nothing. Okay, all right.
But it's cute.
Okay.
It's my backup, actually. That's going to be the one if we don't get it.
Okay. All right. Rover
booked.
Rover booked?
Rover booked. Because Rover's booked for an appointment.
Okay, but there's more than one pet is the thing.
Rover's booked.
Nope, we're losing the plot here.
Bookings.
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right. We've got a minute left. We gotta be able to come up with a name for this.
You want it better than overwoofed? I don't know.
Overwoofed is a backup, but I do think that we can do better. I'm trying to push us. We don't need to give up right now.
No, I guess not.
But we do need to give up within 50 seconds. So.
I mean, could we just call it something like, I don't know, vet office simulator?
No, that makes it seem way too much like a simulation game. That makes it seem way more boring.
Not really a sim. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like over.
Overkenneled. Overcrated. No. All right. Well, overwoofed.
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 With 20 seconds left on the clock.
I still like Rover's booked, but I see why you said no. Like, I fully understand why you said no, but okay. Are you ready for our final 3 words?
I don't know what that. Okay. Yes, we are ready.
The Face ID wasn't reading.
Oh. Okay. Listener, Claire just gave a mysterious face to the phone.
It wasn't picking up my real face.
I thought that she had already generated the 3 words, and she was just like, okay.
Like, whoa, yeah, no.
All right. I'm going to start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Final words. Hit me.
Difficult.
Okay.
Stroke. Opponent. Stroke could be many things.
No, what I immediately thought of is what is it when it's like 10 burly guys in a boat?
Oh, crew.
Crew, yeah. And so
Rowing.
you're timing the strokes.
Yeah.
And you're doing races, and that's why you've got opponents.
Difficult.
And it's difficult because you have to do the exact rhythm. And it's a multiplayer game, so you have like 10 guys or girls, we allow everyone. It's always guys in the cartoons. They always just draw men.
I think it's mostly men. I don't know if like they have a women's crew. Maybe they must. They must.
Yeah,
it's 2025.
It's 2025. They have to have women's crew, but yeah, you can have like I don't know how many people are generally in crew, but I'm just gonna say 10. You have up to 10 players that all have to be in sync.
Multiplayer. I like
that. Yes, that's where the difficulty comes from.
This is nice.
Because otherwise it's just pressing keys.
So it's kind of like Rock Band, but rowing.
Yes, and it's called row your boat. No, it's not.
Oh, we're already naming it? Okay, cool.
I mean, unless you think that we should add on to the gameplay.
I think just a little bit with opponent. I think like Rock Band, there should be a story mode where you can really like raise to.
Oh yeah,
race.
you do.
Yeah.
You do a number of races to get to the big leagues.
Right. I just wanted to make that clear.
Yeah.
As part of the mechanic.
Sorry.
That's pretty much the only part. So yeah, we can name it.
Another 3 minutes to milk, folks.
Oh boy, you love this part, right? Everybody, right?
No,
listeners?
I mean this one.
Row, take a stroke.
No, crew.
Hanging with your crew. Rowing with the crew.
I'm gonna Google some things, but keep riffing.
Okay.
Keep riffing.
Me and my crew in the big ocean blue.
What?
Crouton.
Okay, there is a coxswain.
Crouton.
The person who steers the boat
yes.
and directs the rowers is the coxswain.
Yep.
Super coxswain crew.
No.
64.
No.
No?
No, because that's like the role of the person. You wouldn't call it that crew. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, one player has to be the coxswain.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense to call the game that based on one player.
Fine. Oh, it's 8 rowers and a coxswain. So it's not 10, it's 8.
You were very well, and a coxswain, so 9.
Yeah. I was very close. Sculling. In sculling, we have 2 game modes. We have sculling and sweep rowing.
Oh, nice.
So in sweep rowing, each rower holds 1 oar with both hands, and sculling 2 boards. Okay. So skull and bones. Skull.
Wait, it's what is it? What are the 2 things?
Sculling and sweep rowing.
Skull and sweeps. Hanging with the crew.
Skull and sweep.
Row
locks. Can we work with row locks? Row locks. That's what you lock the oars. Okay.
I can't work with that one. Locked in, row locked and loaded. The crew game.
Row locked and loaded. Yes, absolutely. 1 minute left on the clock. That one, that's perfect. That's
I
perfect.
like how I was like, no, I can't work with that. Here's the name of the game.
Yeah, you instantly worked with it. I don't know where you were coming from. You got to have faith in yourself. You got to have faith.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our show.
Yeah, we're done.
We did it.
We made it through another one, folks.
Yeah, thank you all for listening. It's always a pleasure. You can find us, makethatgame.com. You can email us, makethatgamepodcast@gmail.com. And if you heard a game idea today that you want to play, you can't play it unless you make it. So we encourage you to get out there and make that
game.